In this lesson, we move into one of the most important foundations of grammar, subject and predicate. If you understand these two parts clearly, reading, writing, sentence correction, and sentence analysis all become easier. Many learners can read a sentence, but they cannot break it into its main parts. That creates confusion in grammar, especially in agreement, transformations, and error correction. Subject and predicate give you a clean way to see sentence structure. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the subject, identify the predicate, avoid common confusion, and test yourself with real examples. Every complete sentence can be seen in two main parts. First, we ask who or what the sentence is about. That gives us the subject. Then we ask what is said about that subject. That gives us the predicate. Here is the core idea visually. A sentence is not just a random group of words. It has a central focus, and that focus divides naturally into subject and predicate. The subject is the person, thing, place, or idea that the sentence is about. In simple words, it answers the question, who or what? Let us begin with easy subject examples. In each case, focus only on the central doer or topic of the sentence. The predicate is everything that tells us something about the subject. It includes the verb and often includes the object, complement, or other details connected to the action or state. In these examples, the subject stays on one side, and the remaining part becomes the predicate. This table helps you compare the two parts directly. The left side shows the subject, and the right side shows the predicate. When you want to find the subject quickly, start with the verb. Then ask who or what performs the action, or who or what is being described. Once you know the subject, the rest of the sentence usually becomes the predicate. It includes the verb and all the important information linked to it. Let us break one sentence very clearly. This kind of analysis helps you build confidence before we move to more difficult structures. One common mistake is to think that the subject must be only one word. That is not true. A full subject may contain articles, adjectives, and other words connected to the main noun. Sometimes we also talk about simple subject and full subject. The simple subject is the main noun or pronoun. The full subject includes all the words linked to it. The same idea works for predicates too. The simple predicate is the main verb or verb phrase. The full predicate includes everything said about the subject. Imperative sentences need special attention. In commands like sit down or open the book, the subject is usually not written, but it is understood as you. Questions can confuse learners because the word order changes. But the subject is still there. We simply have to separate it from helping verbs or question words. In sentences that begin with there, do not treat there as the real subject. The real subject usually comes after the verb. A similar idea appears with here in some sentence patterns. Again, the real subject is the main noun that follows. A common mistake is to mark only the first word as the subject, even when the full subject is longer. That gives an incomplete analysis. Another common mistake is to treat the verb alone as the full predicate. In many sentences, the predicate includes much more than one verb. Keep these reminders in mind. They will save you from the mistakes most beginners make in sentence analysis. Let us begin with simple practice. Identify the subject in each sentence before looking at the answers. Now identify the predicate in each sentence. Remember, it is not always just one word. This time, identify both parts together. Read carefully and divide each sentence into subject and predicate. Let us connect the lesson to real classroom English. This helps you notice subject and predicate in the kind of sentences students hear every day. Now look at subject and predicate in normal daily situations. Grammar becomes stronger when you see it in life, not only in textbook examples. Subject and predicate are not only for sentence analysis. They are also powerful in grammar correction. When you know the subject clearly, you can check agreement, tense, and completeness more easily. Before we close, remember the review pattern. Subject tells us who or what. Predicate tells us what is said about that subject. In this lesson, you learned how to break a sentence into its two core parts. That single skill will help you in future grammar lessons, sentence correction, writing, and deeper sentence understanding. In the next lesson, we will move to simple, compound, and complex sentences. That will help you understand how ideas grow from one clause into larger sentence structures.